My father, Dr. Greenspan, he started his kind of interest in child mental health back in the early 70s, where he was one of the first people who identified that children starting at birth had emotional systems, and that every experience they had a potential impact, positive or negative or in a variety of ways, to their personality, and that the environment had a very large role, especially the emotional environment, on that child's kind of outcomes. This model didn't start out as a special needs model. It started out as a model of identifying the growth that we all go through in terms of our social emotional systems. So the social emotional milestones would improve as the processing skills would improve, and the processing skills would improve as the social emotional milestones would improve. And that was actually one of his big contributions to the field, that these two systems work together.
We had the traditional occupational therapist that would come to our house and work with him, and I struggled with that because I felt like it was always from a deficit base.
Floor time is different because it really focuses on the child, and it really focuses on what's interesting to them.
By coming to All the Difference and doing things like climbing and crashing and even climbing through the apparatuses, he has significantly improved his upper body strength and even his confidence to do things.
When we're working with neurological pathway growth, it's all about the consistency, frequency, and intensity. So that's why we have these rooms where kids are crashing through the air and flying through the sky and jumping into pillows, and because it has to be that kind of intensity of sensation that people are receiving to make the changes.
We have to figure out what is the core challenge that this child is experiencing, and then how to address those needs in the most natural way. And if we can do that, and we do that effectively through an intensive intervention program, then the core challenges start to strengthen, just like a muscle, and we're really actually using principles of neuroplasticity and strengthening the wiring in the brain in the weak areas.
Dylan's verbal skills have improved significantly because of it also. I think when you work on your gross motor skills, that also improves your body's ability to be able to express what it is that you want to express.
Once his body was regulated, then I saw how they intervened with his language and got him talking while he was exercising and working. And all of a sudden you would just see this calm come over his face because that frustration was gone.
Once those foundational skills are put into place of being able to be more regulated, that's when a child can really flourish with all of that higher level thinking and just being able to participate in their community.
What happens here at All the Difference, it's more than just jumping around, it's more than climbing on things. When a child's body is organized and he feels more comfortable in his own skin, then all sorts of things start opening up. And that's exactly what happened.
It's a drastic change. I mean, I would never imagine 4 years back that I could see my son at this stage. I could never imagine that.
Coming to All the Difference, they taught us. They taught us how to talk to our kids, how to play with our kids.
This has become something that just put everything into hyperdrive, and it works.
We're the only organization, at least on this side of the United States, doing work in this way, where our approach is guided by the Greenspan floor time approach and informed by sensory processing. And those two models just mesh so well together.
There's very few places that I've really come across that believe as wholeheartedly and holistically in this approach as I feel All the Difference does. And there aren't too many organizations that have that puristic view of my father's work. And unfortunately, if you don't have a fully integrated, a very pure view of it, you get results, but you don't get quite the same results.
Every week we have families coming in talking about the amazing changes that happened in their lives. And for a family, an amazing change might be that their child got a haircut for the first time ever and didn't scream their head off. It may be that, again, for the first time ever, their family sat at a dinner table together and had a meal and had a conversation during that meal. And that sounds like a little thing, but it's a big deal.
I see now what he's capable of and what he's capable of learning and how far he's come, and he's done things that we never imagined that he would do. And So I don't foresee that that's going to stop. I think my kid's going to college.